Hello everybody. I wanted to say happy Saturday because I'm so used to saying the day of the week when I go live, but you guys are probably going to see this on a Sunday, or at least that's when I'm going to record it, so it's kind of pointless. And also, let me know in the comments, when's the last time you've seen a shirt from Aeropostale? For me, it's been years, like forever. Such a long time, but just a fun, irrelevant story. Before my husband and I traveled to see family in West Virginia, in November, we went to Ross and just grabbed some, long sleeve clothes, a little bit of cold weather gear, if you will. And he found this Ross shirt or this shirt at Ross at Aeropostale. And I was like, I did not know they even had Aeropostale shirts around anymore. But they do. So I thought it was funny, and it shrunk first time he washed it, so it's fine now. But it only feels right that since the other day I did a video for you using our Rose Dune palette. If you don't remember, it's all the pinks and the sparklies, the mauves. So it only makes sense that I do a special live for you that's geared towards our other new eyeshadow palette that's called Desert Sands. It's gonna be kind of hard to show you mine because I broke it. But this is the packaging. How beautiful is this packaging, you guys? It's gorgeous, okay? And then we open it up, and isn't she perfect? I love, love, love this. I dropped it and I broke it, but I can actually put a little bit of rubbing alcohol in this, break it all up, mix it together, and it's going to form right back up into what it should be. I just haven't done it yet. I've had sick kids at home this week, so, little things like this have kind of taken the back seat. Not huge concerns at the moment. So we're going to get started. I'm going to use a concealer for my eyeshadow primer. If I can find mine. I swore I had everything here. Oh, it's right here. Okay, I ruined my eyeshadow primer. And in the meantime, I'm just using a concealer because there's really nothing wrong with using it. I feel like unless you have like super, super oily lids, then you would probably benefit better from our primer, but I don't, so I'm just gonna use this. And it looks messy, it looks kind of crazy, and that's okay. I'm doing eyeshadow first. I'm actually not even going to do my full face on here, just like with the last one that I did, but I'll do a picture at the end, just like the last one too. I like to have content for different platforms, so it's just easier for me to do certain things here, certain things there. So if you don't follow me on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, it would mean so much to me if you did. If you went and followed those, you'll definitely get a lot closer content with me, from me. Okay, a little bit of that. And, oh, you know what? I wasn't prepared. I was not prepared. That's my fault. All right, we are going to start with, sorry, my eye is itchy. My scalp is bothering me. It is just a day. I want to get my hair retouched up. I want to get the dark color touched back up. But, we work with what we got sometimes. Okay, so let's go in with this shade right up here in the corner. This is going to be a really nice base shade. When I first started doing eyeshadow or playing with eyeshadow on myself 5.5 years ago, and I would hear people say a base shade, transition shade, I would think, oh, those seem like super pointless and irrelevant. But once you start actually doing it, it does. All the little steps that they're doing them for a reason. Everything does flow very nicely together. Okay, and you can see already how much different this eye looks than this eye. It just has a nice little base to it. You can do more if you want. Just depends on what kind of look you're doing. I am going to do my false lashes today too. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that on video or not. Like last time it was a disaster. some days I don't wear false lashes often, and sometimes I put them on and they go on effortlessly, and I think, man, I'm so good at this. And then the next time it's like, no girl, you're not so good. You gotta practice. Slow down, take a step back. All right, nice little base. Just like that, okay? All right, I feel like this eye has, my other eye has a little bit more. Okay, now, let's see. Long I wanna stay up all day and all night. See my groove, I love it when you do it like that. My brushes have so many different colors on them. Okay, now we are going to do, I'm actually going to put 2 of these colors as my transition shade, and I'm gonna put them right above my natural crease, because you can see my eyes are hooded. So if I put colors directly in my natural crease, you're not gonna see them like you would when my eyes are open. Especially, look at this eye. This eye is way more hooded than this one. It's all right, we work with it. So I'm going to first go in with this shade up here. It's just a really pretty mauve shade. And we're gonna start right on. The reason that I'm using both is because, well, really I just want to. I think they're both beautiful, and honestly my brush has more pigment of the other color. So it's just gonna make a little more sense with what I'm doing here. So right above my natural crease, and I'm just windshield wipers back and forth. You can blend however you want, okay? You can do windshield wipers, you can do little circles. It's whatever movement feels best to your hands. But I like doing videos like this because, one, because of fear. Because up until 5.5 years ago, I did not know how to do makeup. I grew up a tomboy. I grew up wearing mascara and foundation, the same foundation for like 10 years. And that's it, chapstick. If I wore eyeshadow, it was just 1. Or if it was 2, they were piled right on top of each other because I had no idea what placement was, what blending or pigments. Like, I didn't know what any of that meant. I was like, okay, no thanks. I don't really care. Just wanted to do whatever I was doing, which was not makeup. I was a tomboy, okay? And then once I started learning, I just got really interested in teaching others. You know, I realized that I used to think that I was the only female that didn't know how to do makeup. And I was so far from the truth. So many women, even women older than me, just really didn't know how to do a whole lot of makeup. They wore makeup, but they just didn't really know how to wear it. And when I started selling makeup, my #1 priority for myself was to learn how to do it, because if I'm going to sell it, I want to wear it, and I also want to know how to use it. I want to be able to help other women. I want to be able to teach other women. I don't want to just say, here, buy a foundation. Okay, no thanks. I'm going to go to Walmart. Right? But if I can learn and do things for myself and then help other women, then I can make an impact in that way. And I can help build relationships with other women and help build trust in other women and help build their confidence along the way. I used to think that makeup was just something that only people wore when they were vain, but also I was coming and speaking and thinking from a place of like pure jealousy. I was very unhappy with myself, and when you're unhappy with yourself, it spews out onto other people. So, but it's always how you feel about yourself internally. It's never about what other people actually are doing or not doing. It's all in you. I've had a lot of growth happen over 5 years. I've done a lot of inner healing, and I'm still not even close to being done, but wow, I've come very far, and I'm very proud of myself. It's not easy to admit when you're, in the wrong like that, but we're human, and I think we should normalize admitting when we're wrong, admitting we don't know everything, admitting that there's so much to be learned, so much to unlearn, I should say. Okay, so that was both of those colors. I started with this really light mauve color, and then this taupe color, which is really just like a light taupe. And I've got some in the corner here, but mainly we're just focusing on right above that natural crease. Nothing too crazy, not yet. Man, I love these palettes. I feel like I get very carried away. I'm like, I just want to use all of it, all the pigments. And then I'm going to go in with this dark brown right here, and I'm just using a tapered blending brush, and I'm gonna tap some color right on the tip of this brush, and then I'm gonna start swirling it right on the outside of my eye. And I'm placing, it's just placed right there, and I'm just doing my circles, nice little circles right in this area. Okay, so we're keeping it right there. And another cool thing about doing your eyeshadows first, especially if you're going to be using shimmers, and I'm getting ready to use a pressed glitter, is that if you make a mess, you can clean it up before you put your foundation on, which is so helpful. But even so, if you're not even if you're not going to use any shimmers or glitters, you can be a little bit messy with your matte pigments. It doesn't really matter because you can clean it all up before you put the rest of your makeup on. All right, so there's that brown. I did 2 little layers of that, and I really just kept it on the outside of this eye. Kind of swipe it out to help make this little V shape out here, and that's it. I'm not dragging it all the way in. You can see that there's a nice dimension there. It's very subtle. I keep my makeup, even when I feel like I'm doing more glam like I am today, I still like to keep things subtle. And I'm actually learning how to do a cut crease, and I'm like super nervous to try it because it's way outside of my element. But I've been watching a lot of tutorials, so it's like I've watched enough tutorials now to where I'm at that place that I just have to do it. You know, you can only watch and read so much to where it's like, okay, you just gotta rip the band-aid off and do it. And I'll probably do it either live on Facebook or recorded for YouTube. That's why if you're not following me on Facebook, you actually miss a lot of my content. And not to toot my own horn, but I've come a long way in what I put out there, and I think I've got some pretty good stuff. But I am very consistent on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. TikTok is a platform I'm trying to grow on, so I can do live videos over there too. You need to have 1,000 followers in order to go live on TikTok. For those who don't know that, maybe a lot of you already do. And I want to say I'm in the 890 range, so less than 200 away from being able to go live on TikTok, which is really exciting to me. All right. I always feel like this eye, and maybe it is because this eye is shaped so much different, I just feel like it takes me a little more time to get it right. And I'm praying my music is not too loud and YouTube doesn't ban my content. All right, I think that's good. I feel like on camera or in the mirror, it looks really good. I'm gonna take this off here real quick so I can see my mirror better, because my camera is like right in the middle of it. I feel like that's pretty good. I'm gonna put you back on here. And I can always, man, it's like, it just feels a little bit darker right here. You guys agree? Oh, that's not the brush I was using. Maybe that's better. And see, it doesn't matter how far out I'm going right now. Look, whoop, whoop, whoop. Doesn't matter, because I'm going to clean it up. Clean it up. So be messy if you need to be messy, if that helps you, you know, put your shadows on a little bit better. And then we're going to clean it up. This is actually a dry wipe. It was left out. But typically it's nicer to use a wipe that's already wet. But it's okay if not, because we'll clean it up that way. And then there's one more way that we're going to clean it up once I get to that. So now let's do some We're going to put this shimmer, the one that's broken, on. This one's a really, really pretty. Wait till you see this. Isn't that so pretty? Oh my goodness. That's so pretty. Oh my goodness. It's like such a pretty copper feel to it. And these pigments are so soft. That's something else that I love. And they are very blendable. They're very rich in pigment, so a little is going to go a long way. But the fact that they're blendable is a godsend. Because I will say, if you are new to playing with makeup, even if you're not new, you already know you need blendable makeup for it to like act right. But if you are newer to wearing makeup and you're used to buying everything from the clearance rack, like there's a reason that it's probably on clearance, and it's probably not that great. So, you know, splurge a little bit on yourself, or I'm all for a discount. I get my products for 50% off because I paid a $19.99 one-time fee. If you're interested in doing that too, you can. You don't have to work the business. You can most definitely be here for a discount. Things add up. I get it. Exactly, you know, why I've got a discount. And now that I have a discount, it's really, really bad because I get like a lot of my health supplies or health supplements. I get all my makeup, all my skincare. I won't buy anything like that from an actual like in-person store or even online shopping anywhere else because I'm not going to get it for half off like I do here. And hello, mama needs a discount. All right, now I'm going to use, darn it, I just moved that over. Stay in there, little friend. I'm gonna have to fix that soon. Now I'm going to go in with this. This is a pressed glitter, okay? If you've never used pressed glitter, highly suggest trying out these palettes because they are so awesome. The last time I used it, I used a lot of glitter. I wanted to, well, actually kind of what I'm doing right now. Way more than what I was planning on using tonight, but oh well. My friends are used to me. That's what I'm getting ready for. We're going to dinner with our friends tonight. We're getting Mexican food, which is my absolute favorite. I don't remember the last time I had it. I want to say my birthday last month, but I feel like I've had to have had it since then. Had to. And we couldn't decide where to go, and they were like, where do you want to go? And I said, listen, if it's up to me to decide, my go-to is always Mexican food, so if you're down with that, I'm down with that, for sure. Do you guys have a go-to? A go-to place that you know, doesn't matter what's going on? All right, what I'm gonna do real quick is spray my face with this setting spray, this time locker spray. I love to do this when I'm using shimmers or these pressed glitters. Okay, just gonna let this dry really good. I probably sprayed that too close to my face. I did, because I can see like my face is drenched in it. What you should do is hold it a certain distance back and then spray, and it'll give you a fine mist. And the directions do say that, but do I follow directions? Rarely do I follow directions. We're gonna do some ink eyeliner, liquid eyeliner pen, okay? Super, super thin line. This pen is super user-friendly. I love that it has a long felt tip on it, so it's sturdy. You know, some of those liners that you use, they have like the long tips, but they're like flimsy, like a legit paintbrush. I can't do that. Probably could, I just haven't practiced. And why practice when I can use something like this that's 10 times easier for myself? got some of that in my eye. This should be how not to use an ink eyeliner pen 101 from Katie. Seriously, I'm so glad I don't have my foundation on right now. I'm an absolute mess. And I'm not even going to cut this out. I'm not going to edit this out because I want you to see that I am a real human. I make oopsies when I do my makeup too. Seriously, what's the matter with me? Get it together, Katie. I'm gonna have to like let it dry a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know how to fix that at the moment, but we're gonna go ahead and move on to brow mascara. I take all of my pigment off of the wand. Okay. This comes in clear, so if you've already got thick brows, like nice arched thick brows that you love, you don't really need any pigments on them, you can get a clear, or it's called a transparent brow mascara, just to put them on. They're gonna look a lot different, trust me. It's beautiful. They're gonna look very like sleek and put together. If you haven't tried it, you should. I do not have even or full brows, so I use the darkest shade. They come in, after transparent, you get light, medium, or brown, or I mean dark brown. And I do the dark brown because it matches my brows the best. Then I start in the middle of my arch, swipe all the way to the end, and then come back to the beginning and use whatever pigment is left over and put it on that way. Just so I'm getting a more even application. See, like that. I don't need that. Okay, just like that. And then you can always take a blank brow brush, wipe it through just like that too, if you need to. Oh my gosh, it's clear down here. I might need to clean that up a little bit. Let me grab something. Actually, I can use this. Clean that up a little. Okay, that's better. And then go to the other eye. I might need a little bit more pigment on this, but we'll see. I use what I have before having to dip in for more. I feel like a little bit of the pigment goes such a long way. That's why I scrape all of it off before I even get like really started. Put a little bit more on there. Okay, such a big difference. Let me do something on here. And another tip that I have with my brow mascara is that I go in light-handedly. Okay, you don't need to be pressing all hard up on your brows. Light-handed does the trick. There we go. My brows just need tamed. They need groomed. I need to actually go get them groomed, because what happens is I get super lazy and do them myself, and then it's a disaster. All right, I might have to fix that up a little bit, but start with what we've got. And I'm gonna take a little bit more of this cream shade that we first started with and go right underneath my eyebrow just to create a little bit of a dimension right there, a little bit more space. Like that. And then I'm gonna take my eyebrow brush. Oh my gosh, these pigments, I'm so sad that I broke this. I need to fix it because it's making such a mess all over. Darn it. Okay, I'm gonna take this dark brown that I used. It was the last brown shade that I used. And we're going to use this as a liner on the bottom. This is a great tip for eyeliner for anyone with hooded eyes, or really just anyone. It's definitely more trendy to do eyeliner this way, and a little more appealing than thick eyeliner on your bottom lash line. And I start about right in the middle and bring it all the way over. Okay, and that is it. And then I'm going to do my mascara off camera since I've already made such a mess. And I'll show you the rest when I'm done.